The third text structure that we will be looking at is cause and effect, one that I'm sure most of you are already familiar with. But for the purpose of this lesson, let's take some time to kind of dig into what cause and effect is and look at some examples to practice identifying cause and effect. So cause and effect is used when the author wants to explain the relationship between the reasons for and outcomes of a specific occurrence or event. So the cause is the action or event that brings about other actions or events. And the effect is the outcome that takes place as a result of the action or event. So causes are the reasons why that something specific happens. And then the effects are the results of that something happening. So that is the difference between cause and effect. The cause or causes is the events that lead to something specific, and the effect is the result of those things happening. Authors will use cause and effect relationships when they are using expository writing. In this case, they are explaining the reasons and the results of an action or event. To do this, they're going to use evidence or examples or facts of some sort to support what they are saying. Typically, in expository writing, causes and effects are presented in an unbiased manner. So they're just presenting the facts or examples. Some examples of expository writing will be essays, periodicals, instruction manuals, textbooks, or encyclopedias. The author may also use a cause-effect relationship in persuasive writing. And the purpose here is that he or she wants to convince you of something through the use of rational, objective reasoning to answer why something happens. So this could be done to set up the expectation for a particular outcome of a specific cause. But we also want to consider the fact that there is potential for bias here. And the reason why is that the author could be seeking to create effects in order to justify a belief that he or she holds. So we need to be extremely careful and make sure that we are watching out for that potential bias to occur. Some signal words to help us identify a cause-effect relationship. For causes, the ones on the left-hand side, because, therefore, so, as a result, resulted, caused. And then the effects would be affected since, due to, effect, in order to, if, then. All right. At the bottom, we have the example. The kitchen floor was sticky because Ted spilled juice on it. So here we see a cause-effect relationship with that word because, which is a signal word to let us know that the reason why the floor was sticky is because Ted spilled juice on it. So here we see that spilling the juice is the cause. The effect is the floor was sticky. Cause and effect relationships may be directly stated, or in other words, they will be explicitly stated in the text. So an example that we have here, when water reaches 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it freezes. In this case, what is the cause? Well, our cause is going to be when water reaches 32 degrees. The effect of reaching 32 degrees is that it freezes. In other cases, the cause-effect relationship will be implied or implicit. So it's not going to directly come out from the text, but we can make inferences to determine that cause and effect relationship ourselves based on the information the author gives us. So in our example, Pamela reduced her caloric intake by eliminating fast food from her diet. After 3 months, she had lost 12 pounds. All right, so what is the cause? Now, our cause is not actually directly stated in this case, but based on the information, we can see that the implied cause is that Pamela needs to lose weight. So in this case, the cause is going to be implied, but the effect is explicitly or directly stated in the passage. Since she needed to lose weight, she dieted. She reduced her caloric intake, and then she lost weight. Some other things we should consider with cause and effect relationships is that, one, a cause may have more than one effect. All right, so we see in our example that a snowstorm hit late in the spring. That was the cause. What were the effects? There were many car accidents, the price of orange juice rose, and fruits and flowers froze. All three of these are effects of one cause. In addition, it's possible for an effect to result from multiple causes. So several things could lead to one single effect. In our example, last week's poker game was canceled. Okay, so that was the result of here two separate causes. One, Amber had to work Friday night. And two, Jorge had the flu. So because these two events occurred, the result was they had to cancel the poker game because they didn't have enough people to play. Before we close, let's look at one final example. Let's see if we can identify the causes and effects in this passage. 1,500 years ago, Bamiyan was a wealthy kingdom because it controlled access over the high mountain passes to trade routes from China, India, and Persia. A ruler of Bamiyan was Buddhist, so he built two huge statues of Buddha. The statues, 180 and 125 feet tall, were carved into a cliff. People came from all over the world to see them. They also came to buy and sell goods at the bazaar, which offered exotic fare like spices from India and silks from China. So let's see if we can identify the causes and effects in this particular passage. So our cause is that Bamiyan controlled trade routes. Okay, so we see that right here. Bamiyan was a wealthy kingdom because it controlled access over the high mountain passes to trade routes from China, India, and Persia. So cause, controlled trade routes. And the effect is right here. Bamiyan was a wealthy kingdom. And the signal word that clues us in, because. All right, let's see if we can identify another cause and effect. So we'll clear that off. So our cause is that a ruler of Bamiyan was Buddhist, so he built 2 huge statues of Buddha. So a ruler of Bamiyan was Buddhist. So that is our cause. The effect he built 2 huge statues of Buddha. And our signal word in this case is so. And finally, we see that people came from all over the world to see the statues. Okay? And then it also says they also came to buy and sell goods at the bazaar. All right, so why did they come? The statues and the bazaar. Okay, so the statues and the bazaar were what caused people to come from all over the world. So the effect was people came to Bamiyan. In this case, there is no signal word that shows us that cause-effect relationship, but we can clearly see it when we actually look at the text and read the information the author has given us.